Day zero.
You owe me nickel every time you say that.
Or Roman, whatever.
Yeah.
Watch the games.
But,
And I come into a lady and she was like, does it bother you?
For the total CF. We have water.
I tell you what, I just got a lot more handsome now that they turn the lights out.
He's not having got a bad or it's the best one.
Baker in the house. Check that out.
What is going on, everyone? MikeO back with my 2025 National Sports Collectors Convention recap, final recap, and thoughts about the show. It's something we look forward to year in and year out. I'm sure the countdown is already on for some people for Chicago 2026, but plenty of time still to reminisce, reflect on 2025 and years past, because it is an absolutely fantastic event. It is so special. It is really one of the highlights of the year in the hobby, one of the highlights for so many members of the community, so many collectors out there. It is just 2, 3, 4, 5 days of absolute bliss. If you are truly passionate about this hobby, if you love the cards, you love sports, and you have friends, it is absolutely wonderful. Here's a little look at the haul that I picked up, that I have. We got some slabs, we got some raw stuff, some promo stuff. So it was, as usual, just a ton of fun. Went out a day early, went out Tuesday, did that, and that was awesome. I'm so happy I've done it. There have been so many years that I've gotten to the location of the show just an hour or two before the show, maybe sometimes even when the show had already begun, and you're just in constant go mode. But getting in Tuesday morning, was able to meet up with some of the fellas that I was staying with at the airport. Kind of met up at one terminal, then eventually we all met up together until we eventually were all picked up by Big Scott 35. Shout out to Scott for picking us up at the airport. He had driven in actually the night before. We were then able to go check in to our Airbnb, drop our stuff off, kind of get settled in before heading over to the Donald E. Stevens Center and picking up our passes, which was a lifesaver, getting them the day before, because the day of, just insane, absolutely crazy lines already. Once we were there, we're already running into members of the collecting community, such as those back pages. Once we got that, we could go out, get something to eat, and then head down to the south side for Phillies White Sox. That was awesome. I'd been to the White Sox ballpark 2 other times before. This is the 3rd time I was there, but it was still cool. It's always great to see a Major League Baseball game, and it was especially super cool to go see the Phillies play. So that was pretty neat. A lot of Phillies fans there. Phillies White Sox, the one game the Phillies played well at in Chicago. The White Sox are not exactly a great team. Phil's only managed 1 victory, but was there for the correct night. Saw Kyle Schwarber hit a bomb, so that was pretty awesome. Just had a great time at the game with everyone. So that was awesome. And then, of course, you get back and you get ready on Wednesday. And again, Wednesday is a late show. The show's 4 to 8, 3 p.m. if you have the early entry. So we had all day to kind of rest. We were able to get up. We actually went out to lunch. We all felt bad because Wesker Griff had his heart set on trying Pequod's Pizza out there in Chicago. They have a location downtown, but they also have a location outside of town, which was probably only 15 minutes from our Airbnb. Apparently, it's pretty popular with some TV show. Either way, that was really good. The year before, or 2 years before, we didn't get there. We just ran out of time, and it just didn't work out. So we made it a priority to make sure we got there, and it was excellent. I think the thought overall from everyone was that it was very good and was better than Giordano's, which is where most people go when they are going to the National. Of course, it is right down the street from the convention center, but we enjoyed it. It was really good. Had a great time there. Before going back to the house, meeting up with Dave. Dave's Midlife Card Crisis, the only one not to come in a day early. Dave got there. We were able to all meet up with him, hang out, relax, catch up before heading over to the show. And then you get into the show and it just, as usual, you're kind of overwhelmed. It doesn't matter if it's your first national, your fifth national, your 10th national. You walk in and it just year in, year out feels bigger. The size and scope of the hobby has obviously grown. It has continued to expand. I mean, this was probably the biggest national yet. Once again, you have the giant sport floor space, the main floor space, which is large as it is. Then you have the back end. Then you had where the Breakers Pavilion used to be is now another card show. and then you have another room with a card show, and then you have the Breakers Pavilion area, and then you have another huge show, and then you have corporate stuff on kind of two different areas. This year you had a second floor. I'm sure if you've seen anything with the National, you've heard people complain about how tight that was. That is definitely the space I visited the least. Went up there one time. I did see everything, a lot of cool stuff up there, but just it was too tight. It was difficult. Thought about going there the last day, figuring it would be a little lighter, but didn't end up going back. But I mean, the show is so big, you can't possibly walk it and see everything in a day. I walked by and saw every table after 2 days. And obviously I'm not staring in every single display case, but I'm looking pretty good. I'm looking for a lot of specific things, so I try and catch an eye. Obviously, if I see it's all Pokemon or something like that, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. But plenty of stuff for everyone. I've said it time and time again. If you're looking for pre-war, no better show for it. If you're looking for vintage, no better show for it. Value boxes, they're there. Modern stuff, they're there. TCG, definitely there. Maybe not as tremendous of a presence as some people thought, but plenty there for sure. I mean, so there's everything. There are 10-cent boxes, quarter boxes, dollar boxes, or $100,000 cards. Literally for every budget, there's stuff available. Me, as a primarily Phillies collector, I'm looking for the rare and hard Phillies stuff that I'm mostly only going to find at this show. But I do enjoy everything. So, just like a quick recap, got some stuff from people in the house. I think this was from Big Scott. Bryce Harper card I didn't have. This is a promo Willie Mays. So this is from Ed Wesker Griff. Topps Black. We got the Ray Wave Harper. That's something I bought at a value box. These are some things I was able to work out some deals with and pick up. We got the custom CGC card, promo cards from members of the community, Eddie's Cardboard Chaos and Wade Boggs fans. So you can get your top loader stuff. Autographs are there to be had. I didn't really get many, but I got Cubs pitching legend Henry Rowengartner. Obviously, we have the VIP pass. They did a nice job with the passes, but to be honest, you don't get a whole lot in the VIP bag. You get your handful of promo packs, but it's really not much. I mean, I guess if you want the VIP lounge, it's okay, but it was way nicer in Cleveland. The VIP lounge has kind of morphed into just a big trade session or secondary national. People putting out their stuff for sale or trade. I think if you want to save a few bucks and just do with the VIP early entry, that's probably what most people need. Unless you're hardcore about the autographs, then the VIP is the way to go. You want that maybe even all access to get as many autographs as quickly as you can. But not even a parking pass anymore. Didn't break much wax. Did get one box of 2025 Score Football. Did a video on it, so you can check that out on the channel. Did it with some members of the house. Did not do anything exceptional in there. Definitely fun to break, but not a huge selection of this year's stuff for baseball. I mean, granted, there haven't been that many products to this point. Too many come out late in the year. And just didn't see a lot of stuff from the last couple years. You had the 5 or 6 products that have come out this year, but outside of that, it was like that brand new stuff that was part of the packs, the Rapper Redemption packs, and then like really crazy expensive stuff or really old stuff. I did not see a whole lot of products from the last 5 or 6 years at this show specifically. But like I said, there's like a little bit for everyone at this show. I mean, you can just get the cheap oddball stuff. You can get some cheaper vintage cards. I like picking up some, there's a custom there, Jeremy Lee. Some of these oddball things I was able to get at a table. Just neat pickups, cheap postcards, stuff like that you can always find. Of course, slabs everywhere. You have slab value boxes or out of display cases. Picked up that cool Stan Musial Wheaties. This one I got from Ed Wesker Griff. Jeff Conine fan, always just grew up liking him. I don't think I showed these off in a recap, but I did pick up a stack of graded cards from Ed. Ed was selling off some stuff. I don't know if he mentioned that in his videos, but spoiler alert. Smart job by Ed, though. He took some stuff that he didn't need in the collection anymore and was able to turn it into some really cool stuff for his collection. So make sure you check out tons of videos in the community. There's so many, more than I can mention, but the guys who stayed with me, Hitman23, Eastern Connecticut Sports Cards, Dave's Midlife Card Crisis, Big Scott 35, and Wesker Griff, they all have videos up on their channel, whether it's national recaps or daily recaps where you can see their pickups. So encourage you to check them out. This is one I actually picked up at the Vintage Trade Night, put together by 4 collectors, 1910 WUNC strip card of Sherry McGee. So that's pretty awesome. Love that card. Nice background. Love that Phillies P. Unfortunately, very beat up, but I mean, they're going to generally be like that. It's a incredibly low pop card. I mean, you got the modern day low pop stuff. You got the pre-war stuff where it's literally a handful of examples. I showed this off in a recap. This is kind of one of those impulse combination pickups, but a 59 Topps Jimmy Brown. And then this one, just a sweet card, really clean looking copy, really nice price, Smokey Burgess. So there are tons of different things you can obviously pick up. So like I'm saying, I mean, if you've never been to a national and you can afford to go one year, I would highly recommend going. That's what I've been saying year in and year out. It's just amazing. And you don't have to get big dollar cards. You can get cheap cards. Obviously, it's going to cost you something to travel and to stay and to eat and stuff like that. But it is really a great event. You're hanging out with like-minded people. When you go year after year, you're running into friends. I mean, I stayed with this group of guys that I've been staying with for a number of years and met up with so many other people at the show, after the show, and then at the get-togethers. Obviously, there were a ton of get-togethers as well. So regular YouTube get-together that Baseball Collector has kind of put together the last few years, or at least put it out there. He's done a really good job over the years. This year kind of didn't work out the way we expected, but it was still very memorable. I have a video up from it, some of our pizza party on the lawn, but that was cool. Because even though we were only in our original venue for less than 30 minutes, I was able to meet a whole bunch of people. Some people I saw for the first time in 2-3 years, some people that you see once yearly, some people I met for the first time, like the Phillies guy. You guys know who I'm talking about. Fantastic videos put out. Also, you had the Misfits get together on Wednesday, and you had the Spitballing get together on Friday. Again, all great opportunities. Sometimes the same people there, sometimes a mix of people. So that social element is a big part of the National as well. One of the big pickups from this show was the 1959 Bazooka Richie Ashburn. Authentic, absolutely beautiful example. Very, very tough card, so thrilled to add that. Also, finally added the Ashburn with tab, the 58 Hires Root Beer. That one's in a 5. So that one was a great addition. So 2 huge pickups for the Ashburn collection. And then the other big pickup I had, which I just showed off in my most recent video, was the Grover Cleveland Alexander Sporting News. So that's a pre-war Hall of Fame rookie. Obviously, the Sporting News supplements are large, making a mess here, of course. Oh, just getting better and better. But that was awesome. I mean, there were a few things I was looking at, and in the end, I just realized, I was like, well, I can't go wrong. It fits that Phillies PC. It's a Hall of Famer. I mean, why not? Got this as a gift from Dave's Midlife Card Crisis. We got the Crucker on the back of this Beckett Monthly. Pretty fun going through an old 1992 Beckett and seeing what it has to say. Fun stuff in there. So it was a great time, and that's pretty much what I have. Just wanted to share some of the bigger pickups for those who may not have seen those videos, and just give my final thoughts. I thought, once again, it was a success. Yes, it wears you out. It is a wearing trip. You're traveling. to the show. You obviously have to travel home. You're on your feet for all those days. You're up. You're not sleeping a ton, but it was awesome. In the future, I would like to find a way to drive there. Obviously, flying in and out in a couple hours is great, but it does constrict what you can do. And that last day, that Sunday, I saw some amazing deals, some great bulk deals, and there was nothing I could do because at that point, it's a little late to pick stuff up and find a way to get it shipped. And that's obviously can be cost prohibitive as well. And then, on time limits, you're not on your own time specifically. So I think in future nationals, I want to find a way to travel. They did announce Detroit, so none of them are real close. The next two in Chicago, I'm sure 12, 13-hour rides. And then Detroit, probably 9 to 10. But either way, the 2025 National, as always, fantastic, ton of fun. And until next time, comment below. Let me know what you think of the pickups, what you thought of the National if you were there, if you were at home. What did you think of the National just from watching? Do you enjoy watching National videos? It certainly seems like a lot of people do because they do tend to have an uptick in views and such. But let me know in the comments down below, and I will talk to you next time with an SGC reveal and a post-National Mail Day. Have a great one.